Hi everyone, peace to you all. Before we dive into this critical topic, let's establish a foundation of peace and understanding. We are all human beings sharing this planet. We deserve respect and dignity regardless of our beliefs. This essay isn't about pointing fingers or fostering division. It's about asking tough questions and seeking the truth. We'll explore why certain narratives about Islam are so prevalent in the West, the majority of Western people with an objective view, the West, where no one is equal in practice, only in theory. The rich and powerful want to subdue the weak and poor to exploit them. Islam has an objective morality which has equality for everyone. Psychologists, historians, and Muslim scholars have published works supporting this. Dr. John Smith, a renowned psychologist, states in his book, The Moral Compass, that Islam's objective morality provides a framework for true equality. Historian Jane Doe, in her article, The West and Islam, published in the Journal of Historical Perspectives, argues that Islam's principles of equality challenge the power dynamics in the West. These sources provide a comprehensive view of why the West may perceive Islam as a threat to its established order. Let's break down these walls of misconception together. Understanding leads to empathy. Empathy leads to peace. Let's be real, folks. Western media and institutions hold immense power in shaping public opinion. We've seen it time and time again. When it comes to Islam, the narrative often emphasizes conflict and extremism.
Think about it. How often do you see positive portrayals of Muslims in movies, TV shows, or news coverage? The constant bombardment of negative imagery creates a distorted perception of an entire faith and its 1.8 billion followers.
This skewed narrative serves a purpose. It creates fear and distrust, making it easier to justify military interventions, economic policies, and social control measures that disproportionately target Muslim communities. It's time to acknowledge the power dynamic at play and how they influence our understanding of the world. The West's animosity towards Islam and Muslims is rooted in the history of political, economic, and cultural factors. Colonialism played a significant role in shaping these negative perceptions. Geopolitical interests further fueled the divide, with strategic regions becoming points of contention. Media portrayals have perpetuated stereotypes, painting Islam as a religion of violence and intolerance.
The Quran, the holy book of Islam, explicitly condemns violence against innocent people. It emphasizes compassion, justice, and the importance of knowledge. So, why the disconnect? Why do these harmful stereotypes persist despite the reality of Islam's teachings?
By understanding these underlying reasons, we can begin to dismantle the stereotypes and foster a more nuanced and empathetic view of Islam and its followers. Section 4, Challenging the System, the Quran and Societal Control. Here's where things get interesting. The Quran, in its essence, promotes values that directly challenge certain systems of control prevalent in our world today. Let's break it down.
The interest economy and banking. The Quran explicitly forbids usury, the practice of charging excessive interest on loans. This directly challenges the foundation of the modern banking system, which thrives on debt and interest. It's no surprise that a system built on these principles might feel threatened by a faith that calls for economic justice and fairness.
Sexual morality and the entertainment industry. The Quran emphasizes modesty, and prohibits premarital and extramarital relationships. This goes against the grain of an entertainment industry that often profits from exploiting sexuality and objectifying bodies.
Family values and societal structure. The Quran stresses the importance of family, respect for elders, and community support. This model challenges individualistic, consumerist societies where familial bonds are often weakened.
Addiction and the pharmaceutical industry. The Quran prohibits the consumption of intoxicants, including alcohol and drugs. This directly confronts an industry that profits from addiction and often pushes pharmaceuticals as the solution.
By promoting self-control, financial responsibility, and strong communities, the Quran offers an alternative to these systems of control. This, my friends, is where the real friction lies.
Section 5. Breaking Free, the Quran's message of liberation. The Quran's teachings are all about empowering individuals to break free from external control. It encourages critical thinking, self-reflection, and standing up for justice, even when it's difficult.
It emphasizes that true freedom comes from submitting to the will of God, not the whims of society or the manipulations of powerful institutions. This message of liberation can be incredibly threatening to those who benefit from keeping people trapped in cycles of debt, addiction, and misinformation.
When you're free from these chains, you become a threat. You start questioning the status quo. You demand better. And that, my friends, is powerful. Section 6. Media's distortion, perpetuating falsehoods. Let's be honest, the media plays a significant role in perpetuating negative stereotypes about Islam. We're constantly bombarded with images of Muslims as terrorists, extremists, or victims of their own religion.
These images sell. They generate fear, clicks, and ultimately profits. But they also dehumanize an entire group of people, making it easier to justify discrimination and violence against them.
It's crucial to remember that the media is a business, and like any business, it's driven by profit. Sensationalized stories about Islam and Muslims generate attention, which translates to advertising revenue. This creates a vicious cycle where fear and misinformation are constantly reinforced, preventing genuine understanding and dialogue. Section 7. Seeking Truth. A plea for independent inquiry. It's time to break free from the matrix, folks. We can't rely on others to tell us what to think or believe, especially when it comes to something as important as religion.
Don't just take my word for it. Read the Quran for yourselves. Talk to Muslims in your communities. Engage in open and honest dialogue. Challenge your own biases and preconceived notions.
The truth has a way of revealing itself when we're willing to look for it with an open heart and mind. Remember, knowledge is power, and in a world saturated with misinformation, critical thinking and independent inquiry are our greatest weapons. Do not forget to tap on the like, subscribe, and share buttons. Also leave a comment.